Hey everybody, Steve here from the Hobby Project, and we've got a box, so let's see what's in it. Alrighty, I've been waiting for this box for a little while, and because getting into painting miniatures and eventually an airbrush, and for those of you who don't know, I ended up getting an Ultra, as you can see here, the Ultra from Harder and Steenbeck, a Ultra 2024. So I needed something to power the Ultra, and so what we ended up getting here is the Beetlebug air compressor. Now you might be thinking, well, why didn't you go with Iwata or some other compressor? There's a reason for that. And mainly that reason is because I'm living here in Korea. So to get products like Iwata or some of those things, they need to be imported into Korea. There's a high import tax of anything that's over $150. And then they're gonna throw on some charges and fees. And of course, the seller has to make some profit as well. So normally getting those items sent to me here in Korea is gonna be a lot more expensive than not. So checking out Naver, which is kind of Korea's Google, Amazon, everything here in Korea, what I found was a highly rated compressor, and that's the Beetlebug. So let's get back to the unboxing. So yeah, the Beetlebug air compressor, and luckily this was in Korea. It's made in China, and it didn't take long to get here. So I'm thankful for that. But this is a little compressor that we have here, and the great thing about it is it has the tank. It has the water filter or water filtration to take the moisture out of the air that is going to your airbrush or whatever gun that you're using, drain holes, some other stuff. And yeah, this came with high reviews. And again, it didn't cost a lot of money. You can see the price right there. And the first thing we end up seeing is this right here, the Beetlebug, the BTT, or the BBT 0001. And all of this is written in Korean. We got a few other items. Now, I did order some other stuff with this. And obviously, this is not for the airbrush, but this is some Tamiya cement, which I picked up for the modeling. So we've got that. Also picked up some Tamiya white putty. And what else do we have? Oh yes, and it has the own Beetlebug airbrush, the BBA 002. So this will be kind of interesting. You can use it in conjunction with the compressor, and they also have a paint booth, but since I already have one of those, I didn't order that. And it's www.beetlebug.kr if you're interested. And of course, this is made in China. So it'll be interesting to try this out with this compressor and then also compare it to the Harder and Steenbeck Ultra 2024. So we have that there. Other thing we end up having is a 3-meter cloth covered air hose, which is nice. That seems really, it's not like that crazy. Oh, that's a nice one. I like that. And let's see what else we got. We've got 220 power cord and packaging, more packaging. We got some bracing. We got a little thing here. What's this? Oh, okay. So it's a little airbrush stand. So obviously this fits into some type of thing on the top, and you can put your airbrush in there. So that's good to know. And let's see if we can. Dun, dun, dun. Voila, there we have it. So, there it is, the Beetlebug. We've got the little drain hole on the bottom. Again, we've got a small tank for this air compressor. We can see it's got some rubberized feet. So that'll come in handy as it's running. We've got the gauge here, as you can see right there. So we got the gauge, and again we've got the water filter, so that's nice. I'm going to get some quick disconnects for this. And there is the knob for that. Now that looks like, yeah, it turns and sets. So that's nice. Okay. I like that. Locks in that feature. So yeah, not bad. So we'll have to hook this thing up, see how it sounds. It says never use the appliance in your bare feet or with wet hands or feet. I wonder why that even became a problem at one point. So on off switch. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. It's oilless, so we don't have to worry about that. But there it is, the Beetlebug. So let's go ahead and set this up and see how she works. Okay, remember this piece right here, that little holder? That's what goes up here so that you can put your airbrush in there. Looks like it's pretty nice. You can swivel it around, you can hold up to 2 airbrushes. Not sure if I'm going to keep this on the desk or if I'm going to put it underneath, but yeah, it looks okay. So yeah, this is a big upgrade compared to what I started out with. And you might be asking, well, what is that? Well, I ended up buying a compressor and airbrush that was the cheapest thing that I could find on Amazon. I didn't know if I was going to stay or stick with this hobby of painting miniatures, but I figured, you know, I'll get the cheapest one, see if I like it, and then I can always upgrade a little bit later. Now, some people have been asking, you know, well, your skill comes into play. You know, just buying good equipment isn't going to make you a good artist. Well, obviously. But there's something to be said for having quality equipment versus crappy equipment. So this is the air compressor that came with that. Let me just show you how this sounds. It's not bad, but when I use it, the problem is that it spurts and it sputters. It has pulses in the air, and that could be a combination of the El Cheapo compressor and the El Cheapo airbrush. But when it was working properly, I could get a pretty good stream on this, and I was happy priming my figures. So now the question is, how does the Beetlebug sound? I don't know, so let's go ahead and we'll turn this on. That's not bad. I was expecting something a lot louder. So now that we've got the air pressure set for our airbrush, we've got it set at about 25 PSI. So anywhere from 20 to 30 is what I read is a good setting. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna take a little bit of primer and test this out. So we'll put in some primer, and then we'll put 2 drops of, what is this, airbrush thinner. So let's do 1, 2, and then what we'll end up doing is we'll just kind of mix this up a little bit. And people tell me that mixing this up should be like the consistency of milk, but we'll just do with the 2 drops thing that we have right now. We'll run that. And what we're going to actually test out first is the Beetlebug airbrush to see how this works out. Now, it seems pretty sturdy. It's got a plastic backing on here. It's just your Barney basic airbrush. Looks all right. And it's definitely has a smaller cup. Fill this up a little bit. That should be good. And now, let's see how she paints. Not too bad. It paints a hell of a lot better than my cheapo airbrush. So that is awesome. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, this is so much nicer. Look at that. So it automatically kicks in. is not bad at all. Oh, that is so much nicer than what I had before. Let's see if we can. Yeah, that is so much nicer. Let's go ahead and we'll reel this, see what we can end up getting here. That is not bad. That is so much nicer. So much nicer. Yeah, that is good. I like that. I like that a lot. Man, this is great compared to compared to the cheapo art one I had. Oh yeah, this is so much nicer. Yeah. Look at that. That is sharp. Nice. Man, my H&S Ultra 2024 is gonna be, I mean, this is super nice compared to that piece of junk I had. Wow, look at that. That is not bad at all. I like this. We turned out good. So I'm sorry, the $30, $40 Amazon airbrush, that is where that's going. That's where that belongs, in the trash. Oh, so much nicer, so much nicer. Alrighty, there you have it. What we ended up doing is getting a box that had the Beetle Bug air compressor with tank. It is a 1.6 horsepower. Again, we've got it set at about 25 PSI. And with the supplied airbrush, the results on this thing are incredible. It is a night and day difference between the cheapest Go-Ear Amazon mini compressor crap that would spit and sputter. You couldn't get it to flow. If it painted good for 10 seconds, you know, somehow the gods were shining upon you, but the rest of the time it was just a total joke. It really made me doubt. It was like, you know, I don't know if I want to paint miniatures, you know, because if this is what you have to do, this is just ugly. And there's something to be said for the quality of the equipment that you have. Now, when I posted that I was getting into airbrushing and I was a noob and I didn't know anything about any of this, you know, I told people, I said, well, I'm going to get a good airbrush. I'm going to get an H&S Ultra 2024. And most people are like, oh man, that's great. I use their products and they're awesome. And then you always had the few, there's always the few that say, well, it doesn't really matter about the equipment because it's the skill of the artist is that what matters most. And it's kind of like you can see them drinking their tea, putting their pinky up. But I can tell you 100%, if you have crappy equipment, you will get crappy results, regardless of your skills. And this right here, even with the supplied airbrush, which is basically a no-name airbrush brand, I'm getting way better results. So trying to paint with the old crappy airbrush with this tank still gave me crappy results. It was nothing like this. So I gotta give, you know, respect to whoever makes the Beetlebug and offers it, and it had a lot of good reviews here in Korea. So I'm really proud and I'm really happy of that. So I can imagine the results that I'm going to get when I bring in my H&S Ultra 2024. I'm really excited to do that. So what is the end result? So far I'm giving this a thumbs up. For their airbrush, I'm giving them a thumbs up. For the old Amazon airbrush that I got that you can see there, yeah, it's going in the trash. There it goes. It is horrible, it is terrible. Even with this air compressor, I tried painting with it and it's just bad. So there is something to be said about the quality of equipment that you're using will have an impact on what you're doing. I don't know, what are the odds of that happening? Yes, there is skill involved and obviously I have a long way to go, but I could never do anything like this with that El Cheapo airbrush and mini compressor that I got off of Amazon. So yeah, I am really hyped about this. So anyway, that's my new video for today. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna do some more stuff and we'll check out the H&S Ultra 2024 and we'll do some practice runs and we'll see how that goes. We'll do that in the next video and maybe we'll prime something and see how that works out. But I can tell you, I am pretty excited about this right now. So anyway, if you've got any questions, tips, or tricks in regards to compressors and airbrushing or a video series that you saw that might be great for me, the king noob of painting miniatures and airbrushing, obviously, put that in the comment section down below as well. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I'm hyped about this. And yeah, I'm gonna let you all go because I'm psyched and hyped and I'm gonna be painting some stuff. I'm gonna do some practicing. So thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video. Peace. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with what's going on with us. The Buried Life as we're retired in Korea. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.